This is the first in a series of presentations regarding persuasion and argument. The goal of these presentations is to teach you how people can be persuaded and how strong arguments are constructed. Let's get to it. I'm going to talk first about the modes of persuasion. These were created by Aristotle in 343 BC. Aristotle was a Greek philosopher, teacher, and writer. He stated that there are three main ways to appeal to people. He called these appeals ethos, pathos, and logos. Now, if you don't know what those words mean, you will shortly. An important thing to realize, though, is that Aristotle's teachings on the subject of persuasion have lasted for over 2,300 years. Why? Because he was right. Let's go over ethos. Ethos is ethical appeal. It means the speaker or writer can persuade others based on his or her own character, knowledge, and experience. In other words, when people persuade you by getting you to trust them, they are using ethos. Here's an example. Let us say that a stranger tells you he must cut you open to save your life. You're not very likely to allow him to do this, are you? You have no reason to trust a stranger, so his idea does not appeal to you. But if we replace the stranger with a doctor who's telling you he must cut you open and remove a tumor from your body, you're more likely to listen because of the doctor's status and credentials. Generally, we trust doctors because of the amount of education and experience they have. That's ethos. When you persuade another person based on who you are using ethos. Pathos is a different kind of appeal. Pathos is emotional appeal. It means to persuade others by generating emotion in them. Emotions are very powerful things, and if you're good at making others experience emotions, you can be very persuasive. In fact, Aristotle identified pathos as the most powerful mode of persuasion, but also the most dangerous. Think of Hitler. Because he was good at generating emotions, Hitler was able to get others to commit awful atrocities. Okay, so let's take a look at an example of pathos. A dissenter, that's someone who is against something, protests a war because it will cost billions. That doesn't have much of an emotional effect, does it? Sure, there may be a few people who are upset about it, but they're probably more upset on a logical level. At the same protest, another protester displays a photo of a mother holding the charred and lifeless body of her child who was killed when a bomb destroyed her home. This has a much greater emotional effect. It upsets us and makes us feel sad. That's pathos. Persuading others through emotions is pathos. Once again, remember that emotions can be both positive and negative, so they can persuade us to take both positive or negative actions. Finally, we have logos. Logos is a logical appeal. It means to use facts and reasoning to activate analytical thinking in the audience. When someone is using statistics, hypothetical examples, or established wisdom to get you to think, that person is persuading you with logos. Here's an example. You get an email asking you to donate to a charity. The email doesn't give much information about the charity. Obviously, you're not going to donate. You're not going to donate to something you don't understand. About a week later, a new email is sent to you from the same charity. The new email tells you that 1 million African children die each year from malaria. By donating just $10, you would save 3 lives. Likewise, if you make a recurring donation, you'd be able to save 36 lives each year. Since the cost is so low and the reward is so great, it makes sense to you to donate. You set up the recurring donation, which would allow you to save 36 lives per year. That's logos. Persuading others using facts and good reasoning is logos. Now, believe it or not, that about wraps it up for this presentation. Please note that the three modes of persuasion work together and that a single argument or speech or advertisement can employ all three modes. When analyzing how others are persuading you, or when trying to create your own persuasive argument, do not view the modes of persuasion as being mutually exclusive. They work together.